this event here with Lou. My name is Felix. I'm from the beautiful city of Bochum, Germany, live in Frankfurt, 29 years of age, and I'm a wakeboarder by heart. And of course that involves a lot of trampoline jumping as well. But yeah, wakeboarding for 15 years and one of the German national coaches now after a short period of really competitive career. And yeah, I'm the founder of Battle Now, which is a platform for online video contests. So we will have awesome, amazing contests there this year. Go check it out, battle-now.com. And while we're speaking of videos, why don't you introduce yourself?
Exactly. So yeah, like you said, or like I said, my name's Lou. I come from free skiing actually, so I'm a free skier. We're waiting right here now for Greg. All right, so Greg just gave a small introduction. I'm just going to finish it off really quick. Yeah, I do the video. I do video production. I have a small video company in Munich, Germany. Yeah, it's strfilm.com, so if you guys want to check out some of my work and some of the work that we've been doing together, yeah, make sure to go and check that out. So now that we've got all of that covered, let's kick things off. We are at the FTA qualifying event, sponsored by Berg, sponsored by Airtime in Nuremberg. We're in Nuremberg, Germany. And we are going to be seeing the top athletes competing for one of the very rare spots at the FTA World Championships in London. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about the FTA World Championships.
Yeah, it's the first World Championships the world has ever seen in freestyle trampolining, and what makes it special is not only the athletes, of course, but this will be kind of the final. So it will only be 12 competitors, so the 12 best flippers, freestyle trampoliners in the world will be competing there, and we will find one competitor today. And not only that, but the location, it's a dream. It's in a really old chapel, like an old church, hundreds of years old, and the trampolines, we will see exactly the trampoline, well, not exactly, but we will see the super tramp that will be used there as well, and they will build it in the church.
Yeah.
So we will have spectators in the church, we will have live streams, broadcasting, right?
Yeah, you can buy tickets if you want to be there live, if you're in and around London, or even if you're not. Buy a ticket, come in, it's going to be a party, there's a lot of guys there, it's just really going to be a cool time. And then, like, they're the best flippers in the world. We're competing for the World Championship title, so yeah, this is the best of the best, basically.
And I'm pretty sure, and that is kind of, I'm brave. I'll say at this World Championships, we will see world's first. Don't you think?
Are you? You heard it here first. You heard it here first. We are going to see a world's first at the World Championships.
I hope so. I mean, they've been training for years, so a lot of these kids, they may even be able to have been jumping before they could walk, right?
Definitely seems like it. It definitely seems like it. 100%. No, so while we're getting the competition ready, the competition is due to start in a couple of minutes with our first event, or with our first athlete, I should say. For you guys, for the live stream, we are going to be showing off not only our beautiful faces, but we're going to be showing off the live action. So we are going to be showing you the action from a top angle, and you can see some of the athletes at the trampoline. You can see the man, the myth, the legend Greg Rowe bouncing around, getting into the swing of things. We've got a low angle to show you the action from a side point of view, just so it's a lot easier to see what flips are happening, how many spins are happening. And yeah, we even have Evan over there holding a camera. He's going to be right in the midst of things with the athletes. He's going to be right in the trampoline, so we can give you images like the athletes would see it. Evan is right on Greg right now. That's how close the athletes are to this legend, how close they are to the trampoline. So I think we can get a bunch of really cool shots for you guys, and I think this is just going to be an awesome event.
It will be. We're in for a treat, and for you to better understand what is happening. So the format of this is every athlete has 2 combos. So a combo tricks directly linked to one another, minimum of 2, maximum of 5, and the best combination counts. So they have 2 tries. They will have the first combination, every athlete, then the second, and then we have the top 5 out of these 11 competitors which battle it out in the quarterfinal. The top 5 will succeed to the semi-final, and then we will have the top 3, top 3 athletes battling it out
in
for
the grand
podium
final.
and
in the grand final.
for the ticket to the World Championships.
Exactly. So this is going to be a really quick set. I can't wait for the judges to like rank these guys. We've got 11 starters today, so it's you're going to see quite the amount of flips happening. And yeah, it seems like the athletes are getting ready. I think Greg is almost about to start. Yeah. So we're just waiting for his go to open the event, and while we wait, we're ready to go.
There he is.
Everyone, make it over to the Super Tramp where you can hear my voice. We have some of the world's best flippers here, and from across Europe, from Switzerland, Austria, Netherlands, are here to battle it out. Here are your athletes. My name is Greg Rowe, and this is the first Freestyle Trampoline World Championships qualifier. I want you guys to make some noise, and for these guys here are going to go down insane tricks for you guys on 3. 1, 2, 3. Yes, these guys are insane. For you guys who do not know what freestyle trampoline is, it is a brand new sport. It is an offshoot from the Olympics, where in the Olympics you are trying to have perfect form, you're trying to point your toes, and you're trying to stay in the middle all the time doing the exact same thing and trying to battle up for precise mathematical precision. These guys are taking another route. These guys are saying, you know what? There's something different about me, and each person has a unique quality about them, so they're going to show you what is different about each one of them. They are going to be throwing crazy tricks and spins and landing every which way, hopefully not on their heads, and they're going to try to battle out for the top place to go to London on August 4th to battle out live for the World Championships of Freestyle Trampoline. Are you guys excited?
Yes!
All right, so here we go. What we have here, we have 2 throw mat guys. We have Louis and Jonty from the UK. Give it up for these guys. They are going to be throwing these mats here, keeping these guys safe. Safety is a top priority. As you guys can see, this giant trampoline is unforgiving. It is huge. It's 5 meters by 5 meters and bounces higher than an Olympic trampoline. So you guys are going to see these guys fly up to the roof. So we are going to have throw mats here to make sure that they land safely. All right, guys, so what we're going to do is we're going to pass it back. We are actually live right now across the world with our commentators, Louis and Felix. We're going to pass it off on to them. They're going to tell everyone at home what's going on. We're going to give these guys a quick little warm-up, and then we're going to get started with the action. Are you guys ready?
Yes!
Yes! Come on. All right, guys, thank you. Start warming up, boys, and let's do it.
All right, and that was a great little intro from the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Greg Rowe. Yeah, we're back in the commentary booth, yeah, he already said the guys are going to start warming up now. So we're just going to try and talk you guys through what's happening, and we're going to let you guys be a part of what's happening. So we've got our first athlete on the net, and just warming up with a couple of double flips, a double-double.
Jan Friedrich.
Jan Friedrich.
I went full English there. And what they're doing right now is a one touch, so everyone gets one jump to just warm up, get in the mental state to throw down these awesome tricks. And maybe while they're doing that, we can use the time to promote our judges and to say who will be judging. So we have Chris, Niklas and Felix, and we have really important people here.
Yeah, 100%. If you want to start with Chris.
I can. I'd be honored to. And Chris, he was even in Big Bounce. He's a content creator here at Airtime. He's been jumping trampolines and doing freestyle tricks for over 15 years. He was a former professional gymnast, and anytime a show is needed or something needs to be filmed or someone needs to be filmed, the people here at Airtime, they ask Chris. He has the experience and he brings in the years and the fun, of course. And same goes for Niklas. He's a content creator here as well. He is helping us through the whole weekend organizing all that stuff. So big shout out to Niklas as well. And he is actually vice champion in the world in splash diving from 10 meters.
Exactly, that's crazy. So he came in second there. So that's quite the feat. Quite the feat. Yeah.
And if you need someone to jump from 30 meters in the back, those two are the guys to ask.
Yeah.
And jumping somewhere.
from very high into water is pretty cool. We have Felix, our third judge, and he's a 4-time splash diving world champion. So he's an absolute beast when it comes to sending big things off of high jumps.
Yeah.
So he's definitely very capable of judging these guys on the big tramp. And Felix also created the judging program.
This man has a lot of talents, right?
He's pretty talented. Yeah, I wish I had that many talents.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we're the guys are in good hands. The judging is going to be super strict because, like we said several times now, this is their only ticket to get into the World Championships, and they are going to have to use it.
Absolutely. And whilst we are commentating and whilst the kids and the athletes are throwing down that amazing action, we will explain a bit more to the judging criteria. And to just give you a short kind of a heads up, the judges look for creativity, difficulty and execution. And in all of these 3 areas, the athletes can be awarded 10 points at max. So the perfect score would have been 30 points. But I don't know about you, Lou, but me as a judge myself, but for wakeboarding, I never give full points because I think there's always the possibility of someone just going more mental, just going crazy. But I actually gave full points once.
Once.
Yeah, that was hardly. That was earned.
That must have been an insane heat.
Yes,
yeah.
That was crazy. But maybe we see the 30, and now we got the signal that the competition will start.
All right, and we're going to be switching back to Mr. Greg Rowe.
Out of 10 points each. Difficulty, how hard is the trick? Execution, how well was it landed? And how creative was it for another final 10 points for a max score out of 30? These guys will have 2 chances to do their skills. Their judges will take their best one. So even if they mess up the first one, it's okay. They can try again with no penalty. Athletes, are you guys ready?
All right, and now we are going to commence the competition. The athletes are going to be coming down. Yeah, we're going to go down the order of athletes.
So we're going to get started with our first athlete. We have Jan Frederick. Guys, give it up for Jan, your first athlete of the first qualifier. He is going to now throw down. He's got 2 attempts to do exactly what he wants to do, of course. You ready? Ready. Set. Perfect. Okay, he said he's going to do a whole lot of floppity flues and then he's going to land it at the end. Show is yours.
And we will let you enjoy the show and then speak about what happened afterwards, because as you will see, what they are throwing down is way too fast. And I mean, Eminem could moderate that, but we are not Eminem.
That's a good analogy right there.
Absolutely.
So just look at the sheer height. So we've got a triple, double, and triple. Oh, that was a good attempt. Was a good attempt.
And what's very important about that, the athletes don't have to land on their feet.
Exactly.
So as long as they land safely and land, as long as they land safely, means on their stomach, on their back, on their ass, or on their feet,
knees or whatever.
It's good to go. So now we have Jakob Alles commencing his flight.
No, it's his second attempt. And this is what we said earlier. He right in the middle of his jump, he knew that he wasn't going to bring that around, so he stopped it and he went to back and sort of died out of the attempt. But I'm going to be interested in the score that the judges are going to give him.
Absolutely, and we will have the live scorings here. So the judges are now starting to discuss the creativity, the difficulty, and the execution.
All right, and we have the scores in already. So we have them on the screen now. Jan Friedrich, he scored a 6.10 in creativity, a 7.6 in difficulty, and a 6.0 in execution, giving him a total score of 19.7. So he's getting up there.
And now we see a very clean combination so far. Then lands on his stomach.
That was a good one.
Amazing. So healing the 3 tricks together, even got a Cody out of it, out of the mattress. And that's a very important part here. So it's super important to be safe. And for that, the mattress is being thrown. So in order to just make everything a bit more comfy when you're coming down from a few meters height, then the mattress gets thrown to give you a safe opportunity to land and to walk away from this.
On their own. As a community, this grassroots community is working together to get this done. Amazing to see. All right, Sam, let's see what you got, buddy. And start what we call kaboom, a double kaboom. Full, he makes it over, very nice. You'll see they landed a little bit short there, so the judges will be looking at that and saying, what was that landing like? And they will be judging accordingly. All right, next up we have Airtime, Nico Friends. Actually working.
All right, and before we go to the next athlete, let's go through the scores. He got a 6.9 for creativity, he got a 6.7 for difficulty, and a 7.0 for I'm sorry, I skipped the line. So he got a 5.3, a 6.0, and a 6.4, giving him a total score of 17.7.
And we have the next athlete with amazing height. That's what the judges are looking for as well. So he's just a bit higher than the other athletes we have seen so far, right? And in terms of execution, airtime, that's a very crucial part in what the judges are looking for. They want to see creative combinations that are hard and doing it in style, clean, and of course height. And this trampoline, the Super Tramp, gives you the opportunity to exactly do that. And look at that airtime. He has a good view from up there.
Yeah. All right, so he's gaining air. So that's the double to back. And there we go.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Oh,
you can see he's stoked on that one. He's stoked on that one. Let's cut back to Mr. Greg Rowe on that on his take.
Johannes, hol mal den Nico her.
In the middle, amazing. All right, let's keep a show on the road. Lenny Schuster, you're up, buddy. Show us what you got.
Way slower. Yeah.
All right, you can see that he's deliberating with the mat throwers. He's trying to make sure that he is able to make sure that when he's going to do something, that they will be able to catch him. If he is flying over here, the mat thrower needs to know that. So there's a lot of coordination between these guys, and everyone involved. Are you ready?
All right. And our next athlete is going to be commencing his flight. He's going to warm up his backflip, back full, and triple twisting. That was a lot to take in. He almost put it down. Let's see if he can bring it around.
And that's pretty harsh, as you can do some of these tricks as well, and it's super hard to do a full twist in the backflip, land, and then
exactly. So the hard thing about this combination is that he's coming out of a spin and going back into a spin. So spotting and taking off correctly. So you can see he's going in the full in, and then in the and that was a quadruple going in, and you can see he's stoked on that one. So that was a great attempt.
Absolutely, and you can see the different approaches all the athletes choose to go. So we have had long combinations, we had short combinations, but they may be then more technical. So there's no right way. So you can do whatever you want and then impress the judges with your own style.
Exactly, and as long as you're pushing your creativity, things are going to work out. So we can see him getting some airtime. That's a full out.
A trip, a dub, and another dub, right?
Yeah, that's crazy. Wow, that was a really good attempt. You can see the guys clapping for him because they know that's pretty good.
And now in freestyle trampoline, you are perfectly allowed to land on your stomach. As long as it looks like you were planning to do so, you'll get full execution points from the judges, no matter which way you land. That's there.
Yeah.
He gets the triple.
Manu.
Like Greg said, he got the triple on the end there. So that's a really difficult feat after doing so many flips already and losing airtime. So that's something that the athletes have to work on, retaining their airtime, especially if they're on their back. And yeah, we have an interview with Manu, so we're gonna swap over.
So, Manu, first round, how do you feel?
I feel exhausted, but I feel good. I switched on the combos twice because I planned something else, but I had to do something else because I didn't have the rotation. But I think I did great.
Oh yeah. Best of luck for the next rounds and let's get it.
Thanks, man.
All right, and you can see that these athletes are super out of breath because it's super tiring to keep that airtime, like I said. And yeah, we're one of the OGs of this community. We're with Noah at Noah Flips, and let's see what he's got in store for us.
And he's one of the reasons we had this camera angle so far away, because otherwise he would just jumped out of the frame.
Whoa! He puts it down. What a combo! What a combo! You can see the boys are stoked, and that's going to be a high difficulty rating from the judges.
No mattress had to be thrown, so this is execution-wise perfect as well. And Noah is in for the interview. What he has to say.
Well done. All right, next up we have Michael Herman. Michael, you are up, my friend.
Okay. Noah, I know you've been training a long time for this. How do you feel about your first round?
Like, as you can see, I'm shaking pretty much. Like, I'm super nervous and so stoked that the day finally came where I'm competing. I can show off what I got in training. And like, I'm super happy, like, the first combo got so glad.
What are you planning on doing for the next ones?
It depends on, like, I'm always watching the other guys.
Very nice, very nice.
What the other guys are doing. Because, like, if the other guy's doing like the same stuff as I do, like look kind of weird to the judges. So I try always do new stuff, and when the other guys do backflips, I try to do front flips.
Oh yeah, you certainly are switching it up. Hyped to see more of that, Noah. Best of luck for the next rounds.
Thanks, brother.
And we're back. We have our next athlete on course. Oh, he's doing both ways, double spins, and into the back. That was a pretty technical run because in any freestyle sports you have the dark side or the wrong way. And you can imagine that if you're throwing a baseball and you're right-handed and you throw it, then that's like it feels very natural. And then spinning the opposite way is almost like throwing it with your opposite hand. And whoever has ever thrown a ball with their opposite hand knows how difficult that is and how crappy it looks at first. So doing it both ways, it really gets these athletes to use both halves of their brain and get the motion into both ways. So that's definitely.
And that's what differs between traditional gymnast sports and freestyle sports, because in freestyle sports, it's normal to spin both ways. It's part of the tricks. It's different tricks.
Exactly.
For example, when you do it on the trampoline and traditional trampolining, it's just the same trick. You can do it in both directions, but it just doesn't count as two.
Exactly.
But we have the next competitor on the trampoline,
and he's been here all day yesterday, warming up, getting a bunch of cool tricks in here. So he's done the full out, the double. And oh, that was double flip, 3 twists. Yeah, that was pretty killer.
I think
that was a good run.
Is actually killer.
Yeah, really. Nice, good spotting there. So that was definitely it did have a high difficulty because he did 2 flips or 3 doubles and then a bunch of spins in there. So
where do you think he will be ranked? Let's have a look at the ranking, the current.
The current ranking, we've got round 1. Let me just scroll up here quickly. So currently in spot 1 is Noah. Like we said, Noah had a really technical run, and P2. No, actually, Yuri just overtook him because that run was more technical. Then we have Noah P2, and
we witnessed greatness.
Yeah, we witnessed greatness. Did we witness Gregness? Oh, pun intended.
Oh, that's $1
for the
Rasenschwein, as we say in Germany. But we have the next flight commencing. Goes safe out of it, landed on his feet. didn't need the mattress, but for safety reasons, they throw it anyway. And now he has the chance, and we saw that strategical thinking in the competition before. So go in for a safe first attempt, and then up it up.
Yeah.
Just 1 up it, 2 up it, 3 up it with a second. So yeah, go full in, all in. And we have the angle from Evan into the kaboom, dub side flip to the back, double,
and double flip, and there we go. That's that was a good run. Technically, maybe not as strong as the other runs we've seen today, but it's definitely good to bring in a safe run, and maybe as long as you make it to the next round, then you're good to go. Because we are in the he was pumped, and we're in the preliminaries right now. So
Absolutely.
It's all about getting into the next round and saving your bangers for the finals. All right, and we have a small break in the competition because the athletes are trying to get back into the zone. And while we do that, is there anything you'd like to add?
Well, first of all, we could tell something about where we are right now.
Exactly.
I mean, we didn't have a lot of time before, and because you guys are here for, well, our pretty faces, of course, but also for a bit of trampoline competition. And therefore, we just jumped right into the action, got Greg to introduce you guys to, whatever's happening here. And what is happening is the ticket to the World Qualification is giving out. And we are at the Airtime here, and this place is crowded. You can do everything here.
It's absolutely insane. You have a sky parkour. You have a huge public area with trampolines. You have the pro area with a G-tramp and a Eurotramp. You have another 2 Eurotramps over here. You've got airbags, foam pits. Like you can jump off things into an airbag. It's an absolute playground for young and old, and it's we actually had one of our Berg sponsors coming through the image. Maybe we can get an interview with her later. And while we're talking from Berg, let's see what these guys are coming up to.
And I've heard they prepared a nice video for us.
Exactly. So we'll show you that right now.
My friends, they have my back always. They break my fall whenever I land. Now, I need them the most. This is the moment I trained for. 1, 2, 3. I did it. We did it. The sky is yours.
Hi everybody. Hello. Fine seeing you guys again. It has been a couple years before we have been back here. The world has shut down, but it is great to be back here.
All right, we are back in the stream, and we're going to be in the next session now. So you saw a couple of clips from our sponsors, Berg, and they are our head sponsor for this event because they have awesome tramps. They have a net with the so-called airflow technology. So when you have a trampoline, part of what bounces you really high is how much air resistance the net has when you come into the net. So what you see here on the big G tramp the nets, they have large holes in it. They're like 1.5 by 1.5 centimeters, so 15 millimeters. And that allows a lot of air to rush through it. So you can see even the lightest of athletes can bring that net down, and it will zip them back up really, really quickly because the air isn't stopping it from.
Exactly.
And so a lot of the garden trampolines, some of you may even have them at home, they have like these black nets, and they have a lot of air resistance, and that's why you can't really get the heights that you can get with one of those G-trams or the Olympic trampolines, because it just resists you, right? It's physics.
And
I'm not a physicist, but that's like, I can get that.
And they are, you could say, they are nerfed compared to those super trams, Euro trams, and that's due to safety reasons. Because kind of when you're inexperienced on the trampoline and you're jumping meters high, you are in for accidents. You need to be very careful and cautious and learn to fall first. So these garden trampolines is a perfect way to get into trampolining, get the feeling, and then progress even more. And I mean, what we are seeing here, people are doing on those garden trampolines, or as the scene calls them, G-trams.
G-trams, yeah.
And that's G-tram is actually the right term for it. Due to marketing purposes as well, I guess. But you can do everything on them. And it started out, and you as a free skier know that, freestyle trampolining started out from, well, not only, but a major part was a group of free skiers, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So, if you want to get a little bit of history on how the freestyle trampoline scene evolved and where it all came from, there's a video on YouTube by Jimmy the Giant. Don't leave now, watch it later. But that really gives you a good rundown of what happened. But I'm just gonna like sort of run it down from how I remember it, because I was there. I felt that. Yeah. So it was.
I will pitch in if you lose it somewhere.
Yeah, perfect. So, freestyle trampolining. One of the first videos that ever hit the internet and absolutely blew up an entire community was by a group or a YouTube channel in which it was a group of Swedish guys that would post their ski edits. And these group of guys were called the Extreme Flippers. And it was basically impossible if you were in any freestyle sphere. It doesn't matter if you were BMXing or skiing or whatever. It was almost impossible to not know these guys, because the edits they were putting out were so much more crazy than anything else you've ever seen on a trampoline. They were innovating, they were creative with what they were doing. They were double bouncing each other, which is a technique where two people are on the trampoline, pushing the net down further and then releasing a little earlier than the athletes so that they push them out even higher. So they were people that were pioneering this stuff, and they were doing tricks that potential Olympists weren't doing, because the traditional form of trampolining was sort of regulated a little bit, and it wasn't as free and as free-spirited as freestyle trampolining was. And so at one point you were seeing triples and quadruples out of these kids somewhere in Norway on these garden trampolines that weren't even on a professional level. And that was really the inaugural the start. Yeah, it was basically the start of this entire movement, and a lot of people came in. We have Flips Like Z, we have Domitric, we have Greg, the man, the myth, the legend, who came out of traditional trampolining and sort of switched it all into the freestyle trampolining because he saw the potential. He went to Travis Pastrana actually, and he went to
Pastrana Land, the dream of every action sports fan.
Exactly.
I guess everyone wants to go there. And what Greg also did was organize the first real competition. So for a sport to grow into something more professional than just a niche or some kids that jump around in the backyard, is organize competitions and people getting into it, coaches, maybe elaborating some coaching methods, etc. And the first competition was, I think, 2017, the Freestyle Frenzy, and that made that was a really big point in freestyle trampoline history, because from that point on forward, it got recognized as a sport, and it is a professional sport. It's crazy. You have seen what these guys have done in the preliminary rounds, and actually we have it in our background. Actually, Berg, our main sponsor here, they have, for example, the Masters of Bounce, and the Masters of Bounce is a team of professional freestyle trampoline athletes that are supported by Berg, and accompanied on their journey, supported, and that enables them to progress the sport even further. For example, Jesse Heffel, Sebbe Venmalm. If you have any slight touch point with trampolining or flipping, you will know these guys. If not, go check them out. They're doing awesome stuff. And
yeah, and while we wait for the next round to commence, I'd say let's take some time and look at the scoring, because the judges have put in their final scores for the first round, and let's just run it down for you guys. All right, so looking at round number 1, we have first place is Yuri, second Noah with a score of 24.7. Exactly. So we're back. We had some technical issues. I apologize for that, but we're back. So first place is Yuri at the moment with a score of 25.10, and like you said earlier, the score 30 is the best score you can get. So
and
scoring
we're not even close.
Exactly, and scoring a 25 in the first round, that just shows you how technically difficult and how creative the judges found his trick. If you look here, he scored a 8.6 on execution, which means that he was absolutely on point on the way he flipped, and his difficulty was 8.4 as well, so he had a really difficult combo. I remember that because he was doing he was doing triple twists and double flips in every single round, and he linked 3 together.
And he incorporated different flips, so he had side flips in it, back flips, and I don't think he had a front flip in it, but even the combination of side and back flips, it's very hard to change that direction and stay in control. But to get a bit faster run on, so who's in second? It's Noah, right?
Noah is in second, exactly.
Until Yuri came.
Exactly, Yuri was right behind him, and Noah scored a 24.7, so he's not that far out. He's 4/10 out of Yuri, so they're up there together. Noah definitely a contender for the championship here, or for the qualies. Yeah, so we're gonna be super stoked and super excited to see how this all turns out. So Mr. Greg Rowe is on the trampoline. We're almost ready to go and start the second round. And while we wait, let's talk a little bit more about Airtime, where we are. So Airtime is a 4,000 square meter park. They have over 100 trampolines, over 20 attractions. It's the second largest indoor park in the south of Germany. It has the longest indoor zip line of Germany. There's over 1 million visitors each year. There's a huge bag jump. They even set up a huge bag jump outside yesterday for an event, jumping down from 22 meters. Absolutely insane.
And we missed it.
Exactly, we missed it.
To bring you guys this live stream, preparing everything, and
they have the super tramp that we just saw. They have wall tramps. They have a half pipe. They have an indoor climbing garden. It's really just a really great place for everyone to have a good time. Yeah, and so definitely, if you're in the area, Nuremberg, make sure to come in and check it out. And
absolutely, you can't miss it. It's a big playground for every age, for really every age. And we have a few scores now, and we have first results. Maybe it's time to deep dive a bit more into the judging criteria.
All right.
So, for example, creativity. Creativity is what personality.
What is creativity if we had to be a judge? So, actually, let's see if we can get Felix onto the live stream to explain to us how you guys are judging. Why don't you come down here quickly?
Join us.
Hey guys. Hi, how are you doing? So this is Felix. This is one of our judges. He is the 4-time world champion in splash diving. So he absolutely knows what he's talking about when it comes to flipping. And Felix and I were just discussing the judging criteria. So we have 3 judging criteria, right?
Yes, that's true. We have creativity. Oh, sorry, I need the mic for this. We have creativity, which is how creative the combo is and the jumps itself. Like they can put in different type of grabs to make it more creative, or even if they if they twist into two different twisting directions, the dark twist and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's really creative. And then like weird combo transitions that you can change up, like for example, a backflip into a stomach and then a front flip out. Like no one would ever do that.
Yeah,
So,
very sketchy.
Some people will do it.
I know, exactly, and that will be like a high creativity score there. And then we have Christian on the execution, which he really looks at how well how controlled they are in the trampoline. If like after the dive, I'm in splash diving already.
Yeah, after the flight.
Their jumps,
after
their flights. If they like land and they fly away out of this gym, then it's a really bad control, and you will probably give a low score. Also, like within the jump, if it looks like the twists are really controlled, or if it looks like he doesn't really know what he's doing.
Yeah, and he's losing the spot and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the last criteria is difficulty, which is pretty straightforward. It's mostly about how many twists, how many flips, and how high also, because it gets much more difficult the higher you go, right, to control everything.
Is that partly because the higher you go, the more you travel on a trampoline, and it's harder to control that? Like little errors in the takeoff can really just like be leveraged so far on these trampolines because you're just going to be flying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you go a little bit over the angle, and it pushes you so much more the higher you are.
Exactly.
Because the impact is
So
much higher.
in order to get that absolutely right, I get that. So you guys are judging in a team of 3, and every one of you is looking for different aspects to guarantee the best possible and the most fair result, right?
Yep. Yeah, so we judge out of 0 to 10, and each of us. And it's not really an issue if we're not all together, because we're obviously all judging different things. So yeah, we're trying to make it as fair as we can. Obviously, things like creativity is very subjective sometimes, but I love grabs, for example. So the more grabs these guys get out of there, they get a high score.
And that's very unfortunate that the athletes aren't watching this live stream right now because they're on the tram. Right? But that would be a good tip.
No, but it's good to know that. I mean, I do love them, but I still try to hold myself back and stay fair. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
But a subjective judging is what keeps the sport progressing though.
Right.
If it were objective, like a trick had a certain score, you could just calculate what you need to do. And with a subjective judging, you can just be creative and, for example, throw in some grabs. But grab-wise, you haven't been made happy so far,
I know,
right?
I'm a little disappointed on that point. Yes,
it was basically just knee grabs up until this point. So.
And it's obviously also about how confident these guys are on the trampoline, how they present themselves. You know? It's almost like a show a little bit too.
Absolutely. They are showmen, they're stuntmen, let's put it that way.
Once they go on the tramp, it's their stage.
Exactly, 100%. And we actually talked about this when Noah was on the trampoline. He's one of the reasons why we set up the cameras to angle up so high, because he gets so much amplitude out of this trampoline that if we just set it up for the other guys, he would just be flying out of the frame every half second. So
he's got really good control also.
And we just couldn't do that to you guys.
No, because we want to see you all the action. Exactly. So we're almost ready to start the next round. Thank you, Felix, so much for your time.
Thank you.
We want to let you get back to your judging spot. And we'll talk to you later.
We'll see you later.
Have fun.
Thank you.
All right, and we are back, and the guys are starting their warm-up. So we have a couple of guys in the one-touch, and we'll just cut in right there.
and in order to give you guys just a better understanding on who is supporting this event and who is just in charge and guarantees its success, let's have another video so you can relax a bit and get ready for the upcoming action. Let's go.
We'll see you in a bit.
My friends, they have my back always. They break my fall whenever I land. Now, I need them the most. This is the moment I trained for. 1, 2, 3. I did it. We did it. Sky is yours.
All right, and welcome back. We are back live. We've started with the second round, so we are going to be showing you these athletes because they're getting their one touch in and starting to warm up their new tricks.
And then the airtime is starting to burn because we have narrowed it down to 8 athletes now. So yeah, you see what they are doing. It is crazy.
Exactly.
That was a triple flip with a full twist at the end. And what's super hard about it, he first does 2 flips and then starts the rotation basically out of nowhere, just using the angular momentum of his arms and his body. And just, getting the rotation in. And that's super hard to do. And
100%.
we will show you the start list in a bit to give you an idea on who is starting. And Greg Rowe is already preparing to open up the semi-final to find our top 4 competitors and who will have the tickets to the Freestyle Trampoline World Championships in London.
All right, and we are looking at the scores right now, and we're looking at the starting list. So the first starter is Mr. Jan Friedrich. We've got Manu Clara, Luan Stauffer, Dimi, Nico, Michael, Noah, and Yuri. In reverse order, I believe this is.
Yes, and that's pretty common in nearly every action sport.
Exactly.
Why is it good to be the last starter? Or is it even good?
Well, that always depends on what you're doing. It always depends on the sport. Here in trampoline, it definitely makes sense because you have the option to look at what the other guys are doing, and if you want to one-up that, you know exactly, okay, where can I get a little bit more difficulty, where can I get a little bit more creative to get these jumps down. And we'll be switching down to Mr. Greg Rowe for the second round. Yes!
You guys are warming up, taking their last final turns, and we're going to get back to the live stream.
Kannst du nochmal auch mal herstellen?
Fix, dude.
Weiter her.
Blah, blah, blah.
All right, final warm-up here.
Huh?
Final warm-up, there we go.
All right, like Greg said, this was our final warm-up, so we're almost ready for round number 2, and here we go.
We are going to our second round. We have eliminated a couple of the athletes from the first round, so I'm going to announce them. They're going to come here in front. And we have Yan, Luan, Nico, Manu, Noah, Michael, Yuri, and Dimi. Guys, give it up for your second round next finalists. Guys, give it up one more time for all your athletes. All right, so you guys saw what happened in the first round. We are now here. We're going to do another combo. Everyone's getting another 2 chances to do the trick of their choice. We have our mat throwers, we have our camera guys, we have everything ready. We have a great audience here, and we're going to get going. So we're going to announce our first athletes. We have Yan coming up first, and he can start bouncing around. And whenever you're ready, buddy, let's do it.
So we have the athletes lining up. They do know the start list, of course, as well. And they are waiting now to commence their flight, and John enters the trampoline, so let's enjoy the show.
From the judges. All right, we're going to slow this round down a little bit. Whenever you are ready, Ed.
You can see he's getting the amplitude here, starting with a kaboom, full in.
Not quite what he wanted there. That's okay. Like we said, it takes raw precision. You got to get that right timing. Right when you're landing in the bed and coming out just as you leave, that's when the takeoff is. And hitting that sweet spot is not as easy as these guys make it look. All right, some last minute little strategizing here.
And what we see here now is John is now thinking about, oh, we have to switch the camera. So now we have a different angle from the second combination. Jan wasn't happy with his first, but he will give us the second combination. And he's in for it. Full fall to the back.
And see, this is exactly what our judge was talking about. Coming into the stomach and then front flipping out of the stomach. That's super difficult and super creative, so that's definitely going to score high on the scoreboard.
He's going to get a lot of points for that. We're going to kick it back to our judges, give our judges a minute to calibrate, and then we'll be back with our next athletes. Give us a minute, folks.
What? Johannes. Akku.
All right, so who do we have here, and do we have scores from the first round? I think so, or are the judges still discussing?
The judge. It seems like the oh, we just got a live score in, so we're gonna share that with you guys. We've got an 8.5 for creativity. We've got a 7 and a 7.
And let's go to the next athlete.
You can see here, this is Manu, and look at the height he's getting. He's on the top of the frame. That's a good 5-6 meters off of the net, so he's going for something big. And that's a quad to back, triple full out, and triple to stomach. Wow, that was a crazy run. Holy shit.
Oh my god. So there was both.
Oh, and we've got Manu in the interview, so let's get going.
Okay, Manu, first quad of the day. How do you feel about that?
I feel amazing because I wanted to do this combo so bad. I was scared, but I did it.
Oh yes. What are you expecting to do for the next rounds? Are you ready for the next rounds? Because I bet I'll see you in final.
Yeah, thanks. No, I don't have a combo for the finals, but I will think about it right now.
Oh yeah, that's what it's about in freestyle, all from the top.
Yeah, I will do that.
Oh yes. Good luck for the next rounds, brother.
All right, and Manu climbs to the top of the leaderboard with a solid 25.1, an 8.2 on creativity, an 8.6 on difficulty for that quad, so he's scoring high right there, and he's got an 8.3 for execution, so definitely a good score and ready for him to hit the finals.
Here we go, buddy. You are up. Remember, they are getting judged on their difficulty, their execution, and their creativity. Combination of all three scores added to 10 of each to a total of 30. All right, everyone. Let's see what you got, buddy.
All right.
And here we had the topic. Look at how small and light he is, and still he gets that amplitude.
Exactly.
And we will see pretty fast flipping, I guess, into the kaboom, which means spinning from the back.
That's okay, he's still fighting through.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
And that was really creative technique in a way. way, because what he did, we saw a grab, and he chose to not only flip but spin while flipping and stay small.
Exactly.
And
so
that is very
he basically
unique.
he tucked during a spin, and that's something that you don't see in traditional gymnastics. You drop the arm and you spin through,
and it makes it harder as well, right?
Absolutely.
You don't get the momentum.
Right, that's
for the
number
spin.
two.
Let's see.
Here we go.
He didn't quite get the initiation for the jump, so when he came to the kaboom, he was a little bit front heavy. So let's see what he can do in his second attempt. And Felix, I'm loving this camera angle.
Absolutely.
Perfect timing.
You really get
There we go. There's the
to
bounce.
be with the athletes.
Boom, yeah.
Oh, that looks good. That looks really
Putting it down. He's been looking for that combo to happen because he's one of the only guys flipping while tucking, so that's pretty good.
And you he was pumped to land it.
Yeah, he was pumped.
He really reached his goal, and maybe it was enough for the final, but we still have strong competitors going. And what we
Exactly.
see in the preliminaries, I think we're in for a treat for the next rounds. And we already have the next competitor ready, but the judges are still discussing on where to put him.
All right, and we've got the scores for Luan, and I'm just gonna bring this onto your screen. So Luan is third at the moment, and he got a score of 20.3. So that's definitely a good score. Not quite up there with Manu with his insane run, but he's got a 6.9 for creativity, a 6.7 for difficulty, and a 6.7 for execution. And we're definitely going to keep an eye on him to see where he will place when it comes time for the finals.
And now it's time for our next competitor, which is Dini.
Dini is on the tramp. He's ready to go. And yeah.
All right, next up we have Dini. He's going up now. He's all ready to go. Let's see what he's got for his second attempt here.
Second.
Oh, no wasting any time. Right into it. Back and full. 1, 2, 3.
And
1, 2, 3.
oh, wow, and he's whipping around the second triple there. You saw he landed a little bit front heavy on his knees, but that's fine as long as you make it look like you wanted to do that. So
Exactly, and it will be not enough. Well, it won't be super good for the execution though, because the landing wasn't as clean, but it still counts. So in freestyle trampoline, as long as you land controlled and safe, the trick counts.
Exactly.
And that's what's different to maybe even other action sports,
where
where you have to kind of ride away.
Yeah.
I mean, here
And-
you're not riding, you're bouncing anyway.
all right, and we've got Dini on the interview, and let's.
So, Dimi, second round, how do you feel about it?
Well, I'm actually pretty happy I made it so far today because I'm actually kind of injured and I didn't think I was going to make it this far, but I'm happy with my performance today, yeah.
Very good. Obviously, doing freestyle, there's a lot of things you have to think about all the time.
Yeah.
What's going through your head doing these tricks?
Well, I'm just thinking to myself, I've practiced these long enough, I'm confident enough, I've done all the training necessary, and if I know I'll try my best and I know I'll think hard enough about it, I will succeed in the end, so there's nothing real about it. It's really just the free mindset that I have. Yeah.
Exactly, amazing. And how long have you been training up for this event?
So for this event, I have been training for, well, since it was pretty much announced, which is, it's a long time, yeah.
Okay, great. Amazing. I wish you the best of luck for the next round.
Thank you very much, man. Thanks.
All right, like you just heard, Dini had an injury, and he's been training up for 2-3 weeks to get up into this event. And yeah, these athletes are taking this really seriously. And we are ready for our next athlete, and we're switching back down to Mr. Greg Rowe.
All right. We got our next athlete, your homegrown Nico Ferenc from Airtime. Guys, give it up for your Airtime host location, first qualifier of the season. This is an inaugural year for freestyle trampoline.
And Lou and I both had the pleasure to watch him warm up before, and I think our judge Felix, who loves grabs, will be very happy because we saw him practicing and
and that was a double grab.
Oh, yes.
And
he's doing a lot of side flips, and so we had a triple side flip with a full rotation in the second flip. So he does a side flip, a side flip with a full rotation, and
Got
then
it, Nico.
does another
Some
side
more
flip again. So stops rotation, and then proceeds with doing another double side flip with a grab, and he grabbed them both. So that's what Felix, our judge in creativity, wants to see, and what's making him really happy.
All right, and he is back on the trampoline, and we are ready to see what he's got for us. So he's coming in, getting some airtime, and here we go. Triple side. Oh, and he spun there. There we go. That was a good one. He attempted that second rotation with a grab earlier, and he's just tucked that through right now to get the rotation in. And yeah, we're back down with Evan. And
That was really freestyle. Michael, keep yourself warm and let's go.
Okay, Nico, you're from Airtime. How amazing does this feel to have the first World Champs qualifier at your park?
Absolutely amazing. Yeah, makes a lot of fun. Good youths here. So I hope you see some nice combos here now. And we'll have a great time.
Seeing you obviously compete as one of the staff is great. How did you build up to all these tricks, and how long have you been training for this?
I have enough time here to train my tricks, so I train maybe 1 or 3 times a week, and I only focus on grab and style. So
yep, you can clearly see you're going all the way into the freestyle, grabbing it out, doing completely new tricks that we have not seen in any of the traditional world or any of the other freestyle acrobatic sports. So yeah, it's amazing what you're doing, and we can't wait to see more.
Thanks.
And that just a guess. Maybe he is doing free skiing as well, because that looked like a free ski grab.
that definitely looked like a free ski grab.
Chances are quite high.
Absolutely.
And all those action sports, they train with Greg, with the Freestyle Trampoline Association, in order to get better at what they are doing in their sports, because air awareness and just the kind of the core strength that you get from trampoline, that's what progresses you in every sport you do.
All right.
Our next athlete is getting ready and wants to flip. He's already starting the warm-up.
So Michael has already got his first touch in, and we're ready to go to get our next athlete going.
Our next athletes, we have Michael. Michael, whenever you are ready, my friend. Let's do it. Thumbs up.
All right, it's time to gain some airtime. Obviously, that's a play on words because we are at airtime. Both directions. And, coming out of the back, half in, front flip out into the stomach. That's definitely going to be a high difficulty trick.
And we had now 2 very different runs. So before, really high amplitude, just going all out. And here we have a very technical run that maybe not as high, but in difficulty, it's super technical. So what does he have in store for us in the second attempt? So he's starting to gain some height. Another triple.
Oh, and he had to back out of that one. So he put that down his feet, but it was a little bit back heavy, and that means he's probably not going to score too high on the difficulty level because he's only done 1 jump. Yeah. And his second attempt won't even count because you have to do at least 2.
Exactly. In wakeboarding, we would say first run scores. And here we could see why it's so difficult and technical. He spun around and then just missed this really narrow window of landing perfectly to get the next flip in and the next spin in. So this makes it so technical and maybe not as spectacular, but amazing to watch.
Okay, Michael, you're the first guy to do twisting in both directions. Obviously, that's something that we have in other freestyle sports like snowboarding and freestyle skiing, but not on trampoline. How do you train for these things? And yeah, it's amazing to see them in the competition, obviously.
Yeah, a lot of people are just used to the normal sides and stay twisting on one side, but you only need to train it like the normal side.
Exactly. And how do you feel about your round? Obviously, not everything can always go perfect, but are you still optimistic?
I tried to land the trick, but didn't got quite enough rotation. But I'm still pretty optimistic.
Okay, amazing. Michael, best of luck, and I'll hopefully see you in the next round.
All right, so that was Michael. He had to back out of his attempt because he sort of came down. And we're ready for our next athlete. And the next athlete is Noah. And be sure to watch out for his amplitude. And we'll be down with Greg.
And actually, I got a small bird to whisper in my ear that the athletes will wait just for a second because what they are throwing down, they need perfect conditions. And right now, it's a bit bright for them. So the spotlights here at Airtime or the windows up there, they need to be a bit darker because in the air, when it's just too shiny in a way, I need the word right now, then they can concentrate and it brings them out of their rhythm. And that's a bad thing when you're doing 3 or 4 flips with rotations in it.
So if you look at the image that we're displaying right now, we have a little bit of a bright spot down in the corner of the trampoline.
Exactly.
And if you are in the air at 5-6 meters, that's going to irritate you when you're flipping that much because you need a constant lighting scenario so you can spot the landing, you can see that big red X on the trampoline to make sure that you put down your trick safely. And if you have like a flickering light, a lot of people will know this, there's always like seizure warnings in really, really fast-paced videos. And imagine you're flipping and twisting 3 or 4 times in the air and seeing that light every single time you come around. That's just really not, that's gonna mess up your orientation, that's gonna mess up your flow. And even though these guys have muscle memory, it's still difficult to put that down.
Normally, but if you're in rave mode, that would be perfect. Then you have just the flickering light, you just need the music, and then you can create your own rave in a way, like triple flip to rave.
Yeah. All right, and we're ready for Noah to come in. So we're switching down, and we're ready to go.
All right, the judges have finally come to a deliberation here with those 2 twisting directions. It's a tough one. But Noah now, you're ready to go? Yes. All right, Noah, guys, let's give it up for Noah. Let's go kick some butt, buddy. Let's see what you got. The interesting part here is that Noah being a little bit bigger than some.
All right, and I'm deliberately switching back to one of the wider angles just so you can see the scope of the amplitude this man is bringing out here. So he's literally jumping almost to the roof, and that's a triple to back, triple full. There we go.
And we have backflips and front flips in it. So the combination that our judge spoke about, that is so raw.
Definitely.
But because we have the best athletes of Europe here, we will see those really difficult combinations.
All right, and Noah's not quite happy with his attempt, so he's going to try that attempt again. He's going to take a quick breather and make sure that he can get the amplitude, get in the zone. And like you saw here, the mat thrower on the left side, he saw that he was coming down and that it wasn't what he was planning for, so he reacted quickly, put the mat in for safety. And this is really what makes this community so great, because they teach themselves how to be safe out there. They care out for each other, they watch out for each other, so it's really just a really great thing.
And let's throw a little bet in there. I bet he will be jumping out of the frame at least once in this competition.
All right. I'm pretty sure I set up the camera right on the edge, so maybe his hairs will be like shaved a little bit, but I'll take that bet. I'll buy you a beer if you win.
The other way around?
Yeah.
Okay, so a little beer bet here.
Yeah, you heard it here. I'll buy him a beer if Noah jumps out of the frame, and he'll buy me a beer if he stays in.
And it's just fair that if he does not, I have to buy him it.
Because then I set
it up perfectly then.
All right, cool. We're ready to go for Noah's second attempt. And let's go back down to Greg.
Noah's now taking a little bit of a rest. He knows what he wants to do, and now he is going to go for it. Steady bounces, wins the race. Look at that height. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there we go. Yes. Yeah!
There we go. go. You can see all the guys getting absolutely stoked and elated to see that move put down. So yeah, you can just see how stoked he is, and we have him down here for the interview. We're ready to see and hear what he's got.
So Noah's second round. Obviously that was an amazing trick. The first one you did something a bit different, switched it up to make it even better, the whole combo. What's going through your head doing these types of tricks?
Okay, yeah, like it's always the same on like competitions like these, where you have 2 tries when you throw.
Yeah, when you mess up the first one.
And it's like when you mess up the first round, you get more and more nervous because like, okay, this is my last chance to do it. I'm so glad I did it. And yeah.
Are you already thinking of what you could do, or what are you already coming up with combos for the finals?
Yeah, I have already something in my mind, which is like even more difficult because like flip from your back you can control really easy, but flip from your feet are like a bit harder, and I want to play with that. So
oh yeah, sounds good.
Looking forward to the finals.
Yes, same for us obviously. Let's cut back to Felix and Louis.
All right, and we'll take that as a segue back to us. Yeah, we have our next athlete on the tramp, and this is the last athlete of this heat. So after this athlete, we will know who will be in the finals and who will be having a chance to and having a go at getting that ticket to the FTA World Championships in London on the 4th of August. Like we said, get your tickets early. Make sure to be there. Tune in live, and yeah, our athletes are ready. So we're going to be switching down to Greg. You're good to go.
All right, our final competitor of the round, Yuri. Yuri here has been a veteran of the flipping community for about half a decade now. So let's see what he's got. You're ready, buddy. Let's see it. He's looking up to actually see the timer. They'll look up to be able to judge how high they are and if they are where they want to be. There you go. Wow. Solid.
What a combo he put down there. That's definitely a high scoring round. We're definitely going to be interested in where these guys are going to be placing.
And since we have a live scoring, we will share the scoring with you now. So
exactly.
You can live see what scores the judges are giving, and now they have to discuss, because what they are choosing to give now, that has a really big impact. So we have 4 competitors. The top 4 will be in the super final, competing again against each other.
So now, looking at the scores, you can see Yuri's creativity score is in, and he's got a really, really high scoring 8.8. So he's really up there with these high scoring guys, and he's definitely got a chance to win this heat. And we're still waiting for the other 2 rounds, and he does win this heat. He's got another 8.8 on difficulty and an 8.10 on execution, bringing him to a solid 25.7. He's the leader of this heat, and he's going to be the first, or the leader in the finals.
The last one to go.
The last one to go.
And I mean, expectation management-wise, he won the qualification round, or the quarterfinal round. He won the semi-final round. So, is he going to win the final round?
Well, we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on him. I think there's a bunch of people like Noah that want to have their word there. They don't want anybody else to win. Obviously, these guys want their ticket to go to the World Championships, and they're going to be sending pretty big in the finals, I guess so.
But despite, of course, wanting to win, they are a big community, so they train together, and you could even see when Noah landed his trick, or the other guys, everyone is just applauding and is happy with them. So it's more of a we jump together than against each other.
Exactly.
But nevertheless, of course, everyone wants to win.
Absolutely.
So it's a competitive sport, but still the community is much more important here, and that's what brings the soul to this whole sport.
Absolutely.
And what makes it unique.
and it's really something that is present in a lot of freestyle sports. I guess that's the same in wakeboard. I can confirm that it's the same in free skiing, because once someone puts a rundown that he's been working on, and these guys, they know each other, they train together, they travel together, they compete together, so they know what's going down and they know what level or what tricks these guys are working on, and when they put that down, it really is just a great vibe, and everyone is super stoked for them.
Absolutely. So and it is a sport where you are kind of an individual athlete in a way.
Absolutely.
It is much more team than many team sports, because you progress way faster when you're in a team where you push yourself with. So for example,
absolutely.
With me, in wakeboarding, we were a small crew and we kind of started together and progressed together, and that from starting in regional competitions up to European championships together, and this progression together, that's kind of more team aspect than
maybe even a team sports. Yeah, exactly. So I would say while we wait for the final heat to commence, we'll show a little bit more about our title sponsor, Berg Trampolines, the Masters of Bounce, and have a quick enjoy, and maybe we'll get a representative of Berg onto our stream to talk about what their mission is and what they.
I'm actually pretty sure we will do. So while you're watching the video, we will get Evgen to tell us something, and you will see us with 3 people when you're back.
My friends, they have my back always. They break my fall whenever I land. Now, I need them the most. This is the moment I train for. 1, 2, 3. I did it. We did it. The sky is yours.
And we're back. And we have Evgen from our title sponsor Berg with us. Tell us a little bit about what Berg does and how Berg is trying to support the freestyle trampoline community.
We're now really focusing on the whole master bounce scene, and with that we also came into the whole World Series. So we do we are very interested in the G-Tram scene. We love to be part of the community, and therefore we organize events such as the Bounce Fest.
Perfect.
And we're also now one of the sponsors for the World Series.
Awesome, so and we're super happy to have you on board.
Yes,
we were talking about what you guys are doing to improve the garden trampolines, and you have technology called airflow technology. Can you tell us a little bit about that, maybe?
Yeah, actually, we even now introduced the newest trampoline, the Berg Pro Bouncer, with the Airflow Pro technology, which enables even 150% more airflow. And together with the Twin Spring Pro springs, that enables to not only have the garden trampoline, but go the extra mile and actually provide the extreme sports freestyle trampoline.
Absolutely.
And if I were to never stood on a trampoline before, or went to a friend's house, tried it out once or twice and liked it, and said, I want to have a garden trampoline as well. So what would you recommend I should do then? Should I go to the Berg homepage, or what's the trampoline that you would recommend?
Of course, we have everything available on our website, of course, bergtoys.com. If you want to try them out first, we have a lot of dealers all around the world that you can try them out. You can also try them out at the Berg Bounce Fest, actually, which is in the Netherlands in 2 weeks, but also the UK one, which is directly after the World Series final.
Wow.
And it depends a little bit. What do you want? Do you prefer circle trampoline, rectangle? Do you want?
Also, you offer a lot of different varieties.
With safety
really
net, without. It all depends a little bit on what you want. What I hear from, for example, Louis, it's for doing the twisting tricks, a circle most of the time is better. Do you want a kaboom instead of a rectangle? So it really depends on what you want to do.
Absolutely. But Berg Toys, you already started, is not just focusing on trampolines, right?
No,
you have other products as well. Do you want to tell the people that might be interested in watching trampoline, but then not really want to do it on their own? Is there something that you have for them as well?
Yeah, of course. We started originally as a pedal go-kart company, and we're now focusing also more on other toys, not even toys for kids. We also have, for example, a play base, which is a frame that you can put in your garden. You can put all accessories on it, even in fitness equipment if you want to. So for the parents, they can do that, and the kid can jump and trampoline whatever they want. So
100%.
We even introduced our first toddler trampoline. So,
there you go.
Yeah, there are lots of...
Always good to start early, right?
Exactly.
The earlier, the better.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so with that being said, thank you so much for being the title sponsor. Thank you for taking the time and talking to us a little bit about Berg and what they do. If you guys are interested in any of Berg's products, it's bergtoys.com.
Yes.
bergtoys.com. Go check it out. See if there's anything for you. And like I said, if you have a toddler, get them a toddler trampoline, because the earlier you start, the earlier he'll be on this level of these guys. So thank you so much.
Yeah,
and,
thank you too, guys.
Yeah,
Good luck.
absolutely. Thank you. And we'll be cutting away to another Berg clip. All right, and we're back.
We are back and waiting for the athletes. And do we have the top 4? So
exactly.
we can show
Let's
you the
go
start
in.
list, guys, I guess, to just give you a heads up on what to expect. And expectation management wise, I think we can expect a lot. So we have 4 flippers in the final that all have done very different stuff. So that makes it much harder for the judges, of course, because when you're judging and people do similar stuff, then it's way easier to have these little details that make the difference then. But if the athletes are doing completely different stuff, you have to really think about the judging and when they have questions, and you have to be able to explain why you chose to give that amount of points. So judging is not only sitting there, I like that, I give 8 points. You have to really think about it. And it's a process. Judging is a skill you can learn, and you have certificates for that, and you have to take in the experience, and it definitely helps if you're not an active athlete, but have the experience on the trampoline as well, right?
All right, and we are now looking at our start list, and we are in reverse order. So we can see that Yuri, who placed in P1 in the second heat, is now going to be starting at the end of this heat. And like we said earlier, that's always a good way to see what the other guys are throwing down, how they're competing, if there is if there's like some way that they can boost difficulty or creativity. And yeah, so our first competitor is going to be Manu, who made it to the third heat. We have Nico, Noah, who we predicted to be in the third heat, and definitely a contender for the win here. And I'm excited to see who's going to take the W here. I think it's going to come down to Noah and Yuri. And it's just going to be like, at this point it's mostly mind games, right? Because we have so much pressure on these guys. They want that ticket really bad to go to London and compete against the best flippers in the world, to see who and battle it out, just to see who's on top.
Absolutely, and we may in for a surprise even. So in one interview we had one of the athletes, I had my combination for the semi-final, but for the final, I'm starting to think about that now. And that just shows the composure and skill these athletes have, that they can spontaneously, well, it's not completely spontaneous, they have done it before.
Yeah, 100%.
They have trained for this, but they are now looking at the other guys like, what do I have to do to win? So it's not every time like, I have to show exactly this, but you have to be flexible when you're competing in this level, or in this level of competitiveness, and be strategic in a way, because maybe some of the guys haven't even shown all they can do to surprise the other guys in the final. So strategically choosing what combination to show is a big part of the mental game in competitions. And it's the same for free ski as well, right?
Absolutely. It's always like a mix of, all right, I want to practice the big tricks, and I want to make sure that I have them down, and I want to make sure that everything's going to work out when we throw down. But obviously, there's a little sense of secrecy, you know? You want to keep it to yourself. You want to make sure that nobody knows exactly what you're going for, because if they would, they could easily, like we said, being last, you can see what the other guys are doing. If everyone knows what everyone's doing, it's a lot easier to one-up it. And that's why we said the subjective judging of this sport is basically the biggest driver of progression. Because if, like you said, in traditional gymnastics, if a specific skill has a specific score, then you're just here calculating how many points you need to get on and practicing only the skills that you need, and that's exactly the opposite of what we want to happen here.
But I do have a quick addition to that.
Yes.
Starting last is not always the best, because some people actually prefer to go first to kind of increase the pressure on the other athletes. So me, for myself, I'm super nervous when it comes to competition, and so I like to go first, because then I haven't seen anything and can put the pressure on the other guys. So it's a very, very individual choosing. Maybe, I mean, Yuri just gave it all and won 2 rounds, so I guess it's fair to assume he likes to start last. But a few of the guys may prefer to even go first.
Or I think in his mind he's just like, I'm just gonna go all out because I want this ticket, and I'm just gonna send it every time. No going back.
Full send is always good.
And also another reason why going first might actually be good is because when you are in a subjective judged sport, it's really difficult to anticipate what are the other guys going to do. So the first goers, the first 1, 2, 3 athletes, they're going to have a little bit of the benefit of the doubt, I might say, in the rating, because they will the judges just won't know what is there to come. So
absolutely,
yeah.
But of course, the judges, they are part of the scene as well, and that makes it a bit easier for the judges, because they have an idea of what the athletes are capable of.
Absolutely.
And of course, that raises expectations, because they know,
Exactly.
okay, he can do all that shit.
Yeah.
Will he show it to us or will he not?
Yeah, and is he gonna get the grab and hold the grab, or is he just going to just flip through it?
If you don't know him and he doesn't get the grab, you don't know, could he do it? Did he want to do it? But in this case, they know he can do it, he wants to do it, and if he doesn't get it, that's bad, of course. But if he gets it, everyone is happy.
All right, and we have the athletes, the 4 remaining athletes in the finals. They're getting their first touch and they're warming up, and let's switch down to see what's going on the trampoline.
And it's very important, this one touch, to get the feeling, to get in the mental state to throw these kind of tricks down, because you have to be spot on in the competition. Noah said it in the interview. The first hit, so the first combination is very important, because when you don't get it perfectly, then the pressure's on for the second. And you have to be mentally strong to just go all out and then send it.
Absolutely. Yeah, and we are going to be switching to Greg quickly.
All right, everyone, we are about to get started with our final round. We started.
And Greg is on the trampoline, and we're ready to go.
Our final 4 battling it out for the final round, and the first place will be going to London to compete at the first ever Freestyle Trampoline World Championships. I want to present our athletes. We have Yan, Manu, Nico, and Yuri. Guys, give it up for your 5 finalists.
No, it's Noah.
All right. Now, we're told that there's a bit of slight development here. Nico is an Airtime employee here. He has been working with us for a couple of years. He's actually done interviews with us, but he has suffered a little bit of an ankle injury, so he's actually going to be dropping out of this round and giving his place to Yan. Guys, can we give it a round of applause for this guy's sportsmanship? Amazing. Again, this community is not fighting against each other, they're fighting with each other. So amazing. All right, we're going to do a quick interview. We have Evan, the amazing interview camera guy over there. He's going to get this going, get that story a little bit, and then we'll get started. Give these guys a quick little warm-up.
Okay,
all right.
Nico,
and while
so we just heard from Greg that you're not going to go on to the next round, even though you would have been in it. What's the reason for that?
I have a little injury, so I will give some other guys a chance to jump, and I hope to put the best out of it.
That's amazing. You can clearly see the whole community vibe with this sport. Even though he could go on, he's choosing to give the others the chance to win and go on with the next round. Good sportsmanship. Get well soon, and we can't wait to see you back on the tramp.
Thanks.
And
all right.
that is really good sportsmanship.
That is really good sportsmanship, and that just shows how this community works.
Heartwarming.
Absolutely heartwarming. it takes so much courage and so much strength and like greatness to say I'm just gonna back down. I have an injury. I could go, but I know exactly that if I let someone else have a shot at it, they can give 110% and absolutely send it and see if they can have a chance to go to the World Championship.
And it's not only that, it's being responsible to your own body, because what they're throwing down, it's super hard for the body, and it's very important for them to be responsible, because when you're not feeling quite well, you may be a little bit off, and that little bit could make the difference between landing safe and landing dangerously, so you can injure yourself.
And like we said earlier, this community looks out for each other. They make sure that everyone's safe, and I think that was a very responsible choice.
Absolutely.
And I'm super excited to see what we have in store. All right, so we'll use this as a segue to go back to Greg and have our next athletes. We can see how they're warming up, and we're ready to go.
We are going to get started. We have Jan up first for our finalists, and he's got 2 attempts. Again, difficulty, creativity, and execution. Are you ready for your final combo? Yes. Take it away, buddy. You can see he's deliberating here with the mat thrower. Again, a lot of strategy. This is a cooperation game. Trampoline used to be an individual sport under the Olympics, but here it's more of a group effort. Everyone is working together to accomplish the trick. It's amazing to see.
So the athlete and the mat thrower, they are a little bit like a golfer and his caddy. You know, they work together, they talk about the tricks, and see what makes the most sense strategically.
Absolutely, and a big shout out to our mat thrower there, Louis. He's super important. He's standing there, being there for all the athletes and keeping them safe, so they really trust him. And we have seen amazing combinations and another thanks.
Oh, and he puts it down. He puts it down. That's a really good combo, and you can see how stoked he is. He goes in, he gives his mat thrower a high five because he knows exactly that's in. But he wants to take the second attempt because he thinks he can one-up that one.
And that's what we want to see. Like,
that's what we want to see.
Super happy with his first, but let's get blown away now.
Exactly, and this is exactly why we're here. We have the best of the best from Europe coming together, competing here for a spot in the World Championships. And you can see he told Greg this is his warm-up lap. So let's see where he can get and show us now.
He will get to the roof.
There we go, double twisting it. Double. Oh! Putting it to the flavor on that one. Very nice. That was stylish.
That is creativity at its best.
That is creativity, and that really just shows how comfortable they are in these big spins. Having the time and putting the hands to your hips and absolutely sending it and slowing down the rotation, showing I have time. I can chill here. Yeah, he's posing. Yeah.
The slow-mo for that must have been awesome.
The slow-mo for that is going to be insane. So while we wait for the next athlete, we'll see if we can swap down to Evan's camera again, because he's right at the edge of the trampoline. A very interesting angle, definitely, and we'll watch our next athlete warm up.
As you can see, it's absolutely allowed to give yourself a few jumps before the combination to settle yourself in and not start out from the cold.
Exactly.
So let's get ready.
Oh, Felix, I love this angle. Right on the edge of the trampoline. This is exactly what the mat thrower sees. So when they're watching out for their friends, this is exactly what they see, and when they see a trick going the wrong way, oh! And you saw here that we had a little bit of a miscommunication. He landed a little bit to the side. It seemed like the mat thrower knew or anticipated him putting down the trick, but you could see that he spun himself out of the spin like a cat would, maybe, sort of, and he stayed safe.
Absolutely, and you could see it was just like half a rotation that was missing, and that's what threw him off. So it's really small margin for errors, but there won't be an error now, so he's going big.
Yeah, solid. Yes, there. That's a better one. Oh, a little bit.
changing it up a bit, but he doesn't seem too happy.
He doesn't seem too happy
he
because
can be proud.
he can be proud, and he over-rotated a little bit, but he's a little bit, it seems like he's a little bit disappointed, but he doesn't have to be. That was a great run, that was a great attempt, and like we said, we're competing with the best of the best from Europe, so it's...
He's in the final. He made it to the final, and there are more qualification events, but let's hear what he has to say.
So Manu, unfortunately, doesn't always work out. How are you feeling anyways?
I feel good. I didn't expect that I get to the finals, so I'm pretty happy that I got to the finals and also with one of the best combos I ever did. So I'm still happy, sad that I couldn't do the combo because it would have been a really good one. Yeah, but anyways, it was a really good time.
Oh yes, that's what it's all about.
Yes,
Let's go.
Sir.
And Evan is taking the words out of our mouth. It really is about the good time to be had.
Absolutely.
It's a community sport. They're coming out here, they're spending a good time together, they're pushing each other to their limits and trying new things and just sending big, and that's what it's all about. Getting adrenaline, getting the endorphins rushing, and that's really what we're talking about here.
And we have seen all the guys jumping together the last day, and they use it to push themselves, to really progress the sport. And these competitions, of course, competition, you get the experience, you can win something, but the overall experience, that's what really makes it special. To just jump with your friends from all over the world, and competitions, they come together for that.
Exactly.
So it's not only a competition, it's a gathering in a way.
Absolutely, because these guys, like we said, they travel together, they train together, and it's always a good time to be had. All right, and so we're ready for our next athlete. We have Noah on the trampoline looking for the...
There you go, he's done his strategizing in his head. He understands what he's doing.
He's got the fist up, and he knows that he's going to throw down something big because this is his chance to get that final spot.
From the UK here, Lou's representing Berg Toys out of the Netherlands, an amazing trampoline manufacturer that's supported this community for many years. We're ready to go, Noah. Show us what you got.
All right, and it's Noah's attempt, and this is where we get to see.
Watch
let's see
if he jumps out of the frame.
Oh, this is close. This is close.
Who has to buy a beer? I think you actually set the camera up really good.
Okay, that was a good first attempt, but you can see in his face that he wanted more on that one.
Oh,
he wanted more on that one.
I actually did.
Noah!
I was wondering.
That was only a set. That was example one set. 2 tries now.
I know, but it seemed like he would over-rotate a bit, so it's better safe than sorry. Better safe than sorry all the time. Make sure that everyone's safe out there. So
it has a bit of driving school, because the moment your driving instructor taps the brake, the lesson or the exam, the driving exam, it's over.
Yeah.
And here it is the same, because once the mat is thrown in, of course you can continue. So it's really a trusting relationship between the athlete and the mat thrower.
Yeah, and like you said, the mat thrower can end a run for an athlete in terms of safety.
And he has to.
Yeah. Right, we're on the second angle to see if he can jump out here. But it seems as if my anticipation was good enough.
But didn't we actually use Noah?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Coming in. And big spin! That was a great run. And you can see the mat thrower was ready with the mat, but pulled back because he saw that he's going to put it down and putting it straight to the feet. So that was a very, very nice run.
And he was able to fight it through.
Even one-upped it to the previous round, right?
Absolutely.
I think he did one more spin in that second attempt, in that second trick of the combination, and lining all that tricks together. That is even harder. I mean, you can try to, for example, do a backflip on the trampoline. Well, depending on your previous experience, that is easy or not, but then try doing 2 right after the other.
1 set, 2 tries.
Here are some discussions on what is happening, and we can see the athletes talking to each other, and therefore we will see see either an interview now with Noah or the next athlete, depending on if the judges are ready. And we won't show you the results beforehand, because it should be a surprise who wins. Maybe take out a pen and write down the ranking. What do you think?
Or actually, we're live. Go into the chat, write down who you think had the best run until now, and while we wait, we will switch down to Noah and see what he has to say about his run.
Let's roll him. Okay, Noah, last combo. I saw there was a little bit of a confusion there. Still, how are you feeling about your run?
Still feeling great. I mean, I did not the combo I wanted to do, but I still got something. Freestyle, that's what this sport is about. Like, had no time to decide and just go, okay, I do a Randy instead of a Trip Cody. But it's fine, I'm happy. A lot of twists, a lot of flips.
Totally, you totally brought more of the twists in instead of just going for rotational flips. Also a big part of the whole freestyle community. We're trying to build everything up. That means more twists, more flips, obviously in every aspect of the sport. You're doing a great job. Yeah, how are you, or what are you thinking now for the podium, I guess?
I think I have like a tough win against Yuri. Yuri is a super strong competitor. He's like, he can do flips, he can do twists, he can do millers, he can do everything almost. And I think it's going to be tough. His next combo is going to be crazy. Like, I heard what he wants to do, and it's like, I'm ready to see it.
And exactly that is what we love about the freestyle community. You already seem just as happy for him, and no matter who wins, everyone will be good off, everyone's friends, we're one big community, and that's how we're gonna roll on. Thank you, Noah, so much, and let's hope for the best.
Thank you, Evan.
All right, and we're back in the studio, and yeah, we had a little bit of some miscommunication there because Noah wanted...
Right in your eyes. That would make this a very dangerous time to jump. So we're going to jump to a quick commercial break. We're going to allow Yuri to keep warm, and we're going to give it a couple minutes and see if the sun will go behind the cloud, and we'll come right back, guys. Safety first.
All right, and Greg put it absolutely correctly. It's safety first, and we'll actually use this to sort of clear up some of the miscommunication that was happening. Noah felt like he deserved a third run or a third flight after being stopped by his mat throwing. But that's exactly the spirit of this competition, safety first, and that's exactly what Greg just said as well. We have light coming onto the trampoline right now. It's super dangerous for the athletes to go through the air and flip and twist so many times with the light flashing in their eyes. It makes it really hard to spot the landing, and for anyone who's ever done a flip, you know that spotting the landing is absolutely crucial for it to work out properly. And so Noah, he wanted a third flight because he felt like he deserved one because he was stopped by his mat thrower, but that's exactly the relationship that you have to have with the guys taking care of you, and that's...
It's important to have someone take the accountability
Absolutely.
for that. And it's not his last chance. I mean, he may be, we don't know actually, because we don't have the scores either, but he may be in first right now, so who knows, maybe it was enough, but it isn't his last chance if it weren't. So for all the guys, they have another chances. At the 28th of May in Sweden, at the 4th of June in Austria, then in the US at the 24th of June in Tempest to qualify for the World Championships in August. So they have 3 more chances, and there will be, I heard a whisper that there will be 2 wildcards, 1 or 2 wildcards given out for an online video contest on Battle Now. So you guys can be looking out for that as well. So there are plenty of opportunities to secure that place, that starting place in the World Championships.
Absolutely.
And now the lights look really good.
And yeah, the lights look good, and I think we're ready for the last competitor of the day. We're ready for Yuri, and we're switching down to Greg.
All right, looks like the sun is now playing friendly again and gone away for us to finalize this final championship qualifier here. Yuri is going to go and throw down the final combos of today. Let's see if we end on a great note.
All right, and Yuri's taking flight, and he's going almost as high as Noah, so he's trying to get as much airtime as he can.
There you go, big open. Oh.
That was so.
Rotations.
That was crazy.
Whoa. And that was his first combination. So
yeah, and he has a second go.
He can one-up it. And he seemed already super happy with that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that is a combination that you can be super happy about because you are.
Okay, there was some audio signals that were a bit crazy because the crowd is growing and all the kids in the park, they are coming to watch what is happening. And therefore we will switch back to Greg as soon as we are ready and Yuri starts the second round.
Yuri's final attempt. You saw that set, lots of twisting, lots of flipping, lots of stuff going on here. This will be, it comes down to the wire.
All right, and we see Yuri here taking flight. You see all the other guys working their cameras because they want to get this on video because this is going to be probably one of his best combos because he's throwing down as hard as he can.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, very close.
That was half a rotation less.
Yes, exactly. Right? He tried getting it, but I think he's stoked, and I think that's definitely.
That wraps up our competition, but we'll be back with awards in 5 to 10 minutes, guys. Thank you very much, and we'll be back in a few after a short commercial break. Thank you, guys.
All right, and as Greg said, we are. That was the final run of today, and we're still waiting for the scores to come in, and we're actually going to keep them to ourselves for a bit to keep you hooked for a bit to see who actually won the wild card or who won the ticket to the World Championships. We're going to have a big prize ceremony that we're going to obviously show you in the live stream. But until then, let's sort of recap of what happened today.
So we had the preliminaries, 11 athletes, and they were starting, well, I don't want to say slow because all of them were going full send anyway, but kind of we narrowed it down from the 11 athletes to 8. And in the 8 athletes, the top of Europe, really, we're talking creme de la creme, freestyle trampoline wise, and they have shown us really amazing tricks. We have seen really different approaches. We have seen, for example, Nico going for the side flips with the grabs, bringing in that freestyle free ski approach. And then we had the more technical approach with just single flips, but a lot of rotation in it, even switching up the direction of the rotation. And then
Absolutely.
Of course the combination and the height, especially Noah and Yuri, who are flying to the roof.
Yeah, and I remember in the second round we had some quadruple flips, something that I think was the first. There was one
competition.
The first in the competition, yeah. Obviously, we've had more flips, yeah.
Even in
way
training,
more flips, yeah.
I mean, they do train those tricks a lot, and yeah, we have seen athletes crushing it in their first combination, but also taking the pressure when the first one doesn't go according to plan, but then just regaining honor in a way and just crushing the second combination. So they were showing no nerves. They don't have them. It's steel nerves what they have.
Steel nerves.
Yeah.
I would like to say something, but I don't know if we can say that on stream. Just like, if you know what I mean.
Well, they do have balls of steel.
Balls of steel, yeah.
It helps to jump higher because they bring a bit more weight, I guess.
Oh my god. All right, I think it's time for another commercial break. Let's see what our head sponsor Berg has to offer.
My friends, they have my back always. They break my fall whenever I land. Now, I need them the most. This is the moment I train for. 1, 2, 3. I did it. We did it. Sky is yours.
While we are waiting, maybe you guys are chilling at home and want to doodle a bit. I think that's...
And join in on the fun, yeah. We have the all new FTA sponsored Pro Flipper video game. And you can get it in the App Store, you can get it on Google Play Store. And so if you want to join in on the fun and sort of feel what these guys are feeling, see what these guys are seeing, then absolutely go download that game. And for everyone that's a little bit skeptical, we've got a little bit of a clip that we can show you.
Wait a second, just to kind of give a fitting introduction. It's not only a game; it's a freestyle trampoline simulator. So they tried to really do it according to physics, and kind of when you jump, you have to give yourself a rotation, because of course in video games theoretically you can spin in every direction completely free, but it has to be the idea is to be as realistic as possible, and therefore you have to give yourself the rotation, the spin, and then you can succeed from that onward. So it's a lot of fun. It's hard, not gonna lie, but it's a lot of fun and very, very rewarding. So let's check it out.
All right, and we've just been informed that there were apparently some technical difficulties with the lights.
Good for us.
Good for us. Good for you guys especially.
Yeah.
Good for you guys at home, because that means we are going to be announcing the top 3 of the final round. And the top 3 athletes of the final round will get another go to improve their score, to see if they can get their combo down. Because like we said so many times during this stream, the lighting is so important when it comes to safety and security, and the organizers of the event seem to judge this situation as follows: that when the light changed and turned on and the color changed, that threw some of the athletes off, and that's why we will reward the top 3 with the chance of getting another round in and to see if they can improve their score.
And it's all about fairness. So we saw the lighting change for 1 or 2 competitors, and in order to give everyone a fair and square chance, the top 3 will have 2 more attempts. So kind of another round. So we're in for the treat of another round.
We're in for the final.
Yes.
The fun. You know how
we had the super final. Now we have the super mega giga final.
You know how when you write essays and stuff, it's like you always write it down. It's like essay version 1, version 2, version 3, and then you say version 1 final, version 1 final,
Yeah.
version 1 final. So that's basically what's happening.
Yes, but good for us. We get 6 more flights, and maybe I do get 6 more chances for someone to jump out of the frame.
And maybe I'll have to give you a beer. All right, let's cut to commercial quickly, and then we'll be back in just a moment.
Hi, everybody. Hello. Fine to see you guys again. It has been a couple years before we have been back here. The world has shut down, but it is great to be back here.
All right, and we're back.
We are so back, and it's not only the athletes who do amazing freestyle stuff here, it's both the organizers and we
us.
as well. So the whole story, well, not story, it is absolutely true, with the lightning change and that the athletes will get another round and you guys will get the treat of another round. We have to go a bit parkour and go full freestyle because the athletes actually are all very, very responsible, because after all those sticks,
all those
six
heats
combinations they say we are too tired, this is getting too dangerous, let's just go with the order.
Exactly. Let's have it stand. Let's have it stand. We are all okay with what happened. We do not feel that the lighting really discredited our run.
Exactly.
And so we're gonna see the top 4 going down to the ceremony, and we're gonna have Evan right there on scene on the tramp with the guys, so we can give you a really nice.
And that really shows us this event is not for the organizers. This event is not for some random people. This event is both for the athletes and the fans, to give you guys the best show and the most safe show, but also care about the athletes' health. And that's what it's really all about. Because you can have one time a bit fun and then hurt yourself, and then you can't jump for a long time. So to everyone out there, if you're tired, be responsible, think about what you do, warm up before training. And I think when my fellow wakeboarders who I'm coaching see this, I'm always telling them, you need to warm up, please. And then of course get some stretching done after the training, in order to stay flexible and to avoid injuries.
And maybe even jump into an ice bath.
Maybe even that's for the really hard people. So if you're in it, just give yourself some ice blocks, a nice bathtub, cold water,
and then just sit in there for 2-3 minutes.
Cryo bath. And then you can feel like a professional sportsman.
Yeah, a professional athlete.
Yes.
All right, so we are in the final preparations for the prize giving ceremony. Are we gonna we're gonna let Greg get the top 3?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Yes. We see the podium already.
Exactly. We see the podium already. We're waiting for Evan to get the camera ready and be right down there with us. And we'll cut to one more commercial break before we start the prize giving. And we'll see you guys soon.
It's not only a commercial break, it's a presentation of the amazing sponsors that just enable this event.
We're freestyle, so we have a little bit of like an episode on friendly competition amongst these guys from Evan and Joho, some of the guys that have a really, really high standing in this community. And I think this is going to be interesting because this really shows how friendship and competition work.
I've already seen it and you're in for something.
All right.
Hi, my name is Evan. I'm 17 years old, live in Austria, and I'm representing Arl Park.
Do you think community or competition is more important for a sport? I think that
Ja. Stell das Mikrofon sehr. Hi, my name is Johannes Lütti. I'm 19 years old and I'm from Austria. I'm representing Airtime Trampoline Park.
It seems to me like on each day I'm better at a certain trick or at a certain combo. So I try to find out what works best on that day. That depends on how my body feels, how motivated I am, and generally how flexible I guess my body is at that day. So I find that out within the warm-up already, and then I try to go into depth in that trick.
think what I like the most in the community is that everything is more like a together and not against each other. It's like even the competitions, the being together, supporting each other is still in the main focus than the competition itself.
Even the beginners get a lot of support from the older and better flippers, and that's something I really appreciate and love about this community.
It's very important to have a good connection with these people, because when you don't to have a good communication with these people, because when you don't communicate, then there will be misunderstandings. The dynamic between these guys doesn't fit, then there will be misunderstandings, and misunderstandings will lead to injuries.
The sport is very community based, so the most flippers are looking for some fun, joy, meeting new people at the events rather than competing or being better than anyone else.
So
we were talking a lot.
But
we just wanted to fool you guys to think your audio was gone.
Make sure you crank up the volume.
Yeah.
No, that was some technical difficulties, and yeah, let's just recap what we just said, so the guys or the people watching are left in the blue, right? We need to make sure that they're coming in.
We were stopped. Well, if you need anything to be filmed or photographed, or an image film for your company, for branding, he's your guy, SCR Film.
Thank you so much. Yeah. And like I said, Felix has a company, Battle Now. It's an online video contest platform. So if you are into freestyle sports, skateboarding, snowboarding, free skiing, or even music, there's possibilities to host battles, to send battles to organizers and get these battles done online, so everyone all over the world can compete against each other without having to travel to one specific spot.
You just film your trick, upload it on social media, put it on Battle Now. And sorry I interrupted. I just wanted to fill that
I
in.
know, but it's your
really,
company, so it's
really aggressive marketing
good.
here. And of course, if you need a live stream team or have a sports event, a small sports event, for what we do is we have a really small concept to give you an easy access to live stream. So we do all the stuff, and then you get the team, the technology. Technology. It has been a long day. And,
the tech. We'll keep it down to tech.
And
like we said, we will give you a top angle, a bottom angle, a live angle on site, filming the podium right now, and our commentary team.
Excellent.
So
and these
it's a
pretty
full
faces.
Yeah. These pretty faces are included, so that's a big bonus, I would say.
Absolutely.
Gosh.
Oh man.
All right, and we're in the final preparations for our prize giving ceremony. We'll switch down the camera. You can see Greg in the background talking to the athletes about how everything's going to go down. We have a small podium set up, and Evan is down there ready to go. So we are almost ready to get the prize gift.
And what you guys don't see here in this airtime, it is havoc. There are so many people, and there are a lot of children jumping around, adults jumping around, and just having the time of their lives while we are sitting here and being able to enjoy this awesome competitions, for which we will then know in a few minutes who actually won and who has the ticket for the Freestyle World Championships. But all the other guys, they do have several other choices, and the choices are all on the website of the Freestyle Trampoline Association.com. It is a very long website, I know. Maybe just Google it and then you will find it on the events.
Yeah, so, and the events that are coming up for the qualifications for the World Championships are on the 28th of May in Sweden at Rebel Park.
Exactly.
Then we have the 4th of June in Austria at Arl Park. And then we have another event in America on in Tempest on the 24th of June, and all leading up to the 4th of August in London, the World Championships. And I don't know, we talked about it in the beginning, but maybe for the people that tuned in a little later, we're going to have a World Championship event in a church, in an old chapel. We're going to set up one of those G-trams that you've seen here all day, the square ones, to send these kids flying in the church, and it's going to be an absolutely awesome event.
I think it will be not only one super tram in that church, but 4. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe I'm wrong.
So we're teasing here. I'm
kind of hoping for 4, and I'm like 76.3% sure.
76.3%. So that's see, this is proper expectation management.
Absolutely, it's on point, and we will see if I'm right. But this will be an awesome event, and the really unique thing about this is, and every sport has this just one time, is it's the first. It's
Absolutely.
really the first World Championships.
And if you're interested in learning more about the championship and about this entire scene in the community, go to www.ftaworldchamps.com. That's www.ftaworldchamps.com.
We can even try to hold it in the camera, but I don't think it looks good.
No, we're not focusing.
We'll leave that.
Yeah.
Scratch that, please.
So just listen to me again. We got www.ftaworldchamps.com for your tickets, for all the information about the World Championships coming up on the 4th of August in London. So
can you say that one more time?
One more time.
How fast can you say the www?
All right, let's get it going. Ready? 3, 2, 1. www.ftaworldchamps.com. All right, and with that being said, we are ready for our prize giving ceremony, and we'll be right back closing off the live stream after this happens. Off to Evan.
Okay, you can start.
All right, guys, it looks like we have a final verdict from our judges. We are now going to discuss who is actually going to London for the World Championships. But before we do that, let's give a huge round of applause for all of our athletes. Athletes, come out here, stand up there, guys. Please give it up for Yan, Luan, Nico, Noah, Yuri, Dee, Manu, Michael, Lenny, Nico from Airtime, Sam, and Jacob. Guys, give it up for your finalists here in Germany. Amazing, guys. Well done. All right. Now, athletes, we're going to get you guys off to the side here. We're going to get you guys off to the side here. And let's give a shout out to our judges. Yes, guys, give it a round of applause.
And here you can see a good shot of our judges.
Our judges here, Felix, Chris, and Nicholas. Guys, give it up for our judges. They were hiding out over there at the table, but they got everything done. Fair judging, amazing. Hard competition to judge. All right. I want to give a big thank you to Airtime for hosting this competition. If you guys have noticed, there's lots of trampoline parks in the world, but not many allow athletes to do flips like this or put in an amazing giant super trampoline for these guys to be able to play. So that's why we picked Airtime to come here compared to all the other places that we could have gone. So I want to give a huge shout out to Airtime for hosting the first German qualifier freestyle trampoline. You guys give it up for Airtime. All right, now another brand that's coming into play for you guys. You guys understand that there's a lot of brands that work together to bring these guys up to a platform. Minor technical difficulties. But I want to give a big shout out to Bird Toys. Yeah, thanks guys. I want to give a big shout out to Bird Toys for supporting this community. Yes, they do not make super trampolines, but they make amazing trampolines in their backyard. So all these guys actually train in their backyards first before they come here. So without brands like Bird Toys, these guys would not be able to do the crazy tricks here. Can we give please a huge round of applause for Bird Toys for supporting these guys in the competitions and at home. Awesome. And we also have our mat throwers. Jonty and Louis, guys come up front here. These guys stay out there, making sure these guys are staying safe, catching them when it all goes wrong. Amazing guys. It really shows the teamwork for the whole community. And our final big shout out here before we get to the awards you guys are waiting for. You'll see this giant super trampoline that I'm on. It's actually called the Super Tramp. It is made by Eurotramp, which is actually the Olympic trampoline supplier. This is a big moment for trampoline because it means that what has traditionally been an Olympic sport with Olympic trampoline suppliers are now going into freestyle. You can think of it like skateboarding in the 80s. Before it was made big and got to the X Games, and this is exactly where these guys are going.
It's like the they have to go because it's hitting to the cable.
Okay, perfect. We'll make a note of that later, guys. Okay, so guys, big shout out to Eurotramp for jumping in and supporting these crazy kids with their amazing trampoline, guys. Big shout out to Eurotramp. All right, so let's get right down to it. We now have a last shout out for these guys who are working hard over there.
All right, and while we are trying to figure out some technical issues because the microphones are apparently not working, we're trying to close everything down here. We'll just take over for a quick minute before we get to the prize giving ceremony. And all right, and it seems like we're back, so we're going to switch right back to Greg.
Felix and Louis up there hiding over there behind the big lights. Without them, the commentating, the last team would not.
Hello. Hello. We got to come back here.
Amazing job. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg.
Now let's get to our top athletes. We actually had a little bit of an interesting story here. We had one of our athletes that actually was doing quite well, but he was too young to actually compete. You have to be 16 years old to go to London to be able to compete at the World Championships. And because this athlete is actually 15 and not turning 16 until after, he is unable to actually attend. But I want to call up Jan to come up here because he is amazing. He did an amazing job. Unfortunately, he will not be able to compete, but he said that he knew this already going and just wanted to come and be with everybody because this community isn't about competition. It is about friends bouncing together, pushing each other, and developing. So guys, give it up for Jan for sportsmanlike conduct and amazing job. So now let's get to our top three and our final winner. All right, without further ado, in the third place, I wish I could do a drum roll, we have Manu.
All right, so Manu in third place, scoring a 24.7 in the final run. And he's going to be pretty happy with that.
He has a pretty high creativity score. So 8 points in creativity. So let's go back.
It isn't just hack and shut like some critics think. It is all about being able to show that you can adapt on the fly, pun intended of course, and be able to stick the landing no matter what goes wrong. So in second place, give it up for Noah Rutte.
Oh, and Noah getting second place on that one. He's going to be happy with that. I think he's a little bit bummed out that he was stopped in his first attempt. But Noah scoring a 24.8, it's only 1/10 better than the third place, so it's a very tight matchup there. But Noah also scoring very high on difficulty with a 9.1.
Absolutely, he was crushing it. And now we have the winner.
And Yuri wins it. Yuri scoring an absolute mayhem of 26.1 points.
Winning every round today.
Yeah.
Every.
So this is a triple threat. We have the scores on screen now for you guys to have a look. Drove.
We'll get everyone here. Let's get Johannes is going to give our winners the trophies. Again, it's really not really about the trophies. It's about the time together.
Here we have the trophies for the boys, so they've earned themselves that. The top three, those were really, really great runs.
Absolutely, everyone threw down. So we really have only winners today in a way, but only one could go to London from today.
And that is Yuri. That's crazy.
And he earned it, winning every single round, and that is very important for a good competitor to just be safe and consistent.
And we're done. Thank you guys for a amazing show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you guys in London.
All right, everybody, so that's it from us in the live stream. That was the qualifying event at Nuremberg for the FTA World Championships. We're done and dusted, we're over and out, and it was a pleasure to be your host for this event. And we're happy for you guys to tune in next time. Like I said, buy tickets for the World Championships at www.ftaworldchamps.com, and make sure to be a part of this journey, and make sure that freestyle trampolining will get bigger and bigger with every day.
And a big shout out to our sponsors, Berg, the masters of bounce, Berg Toys, who do support all these kind of freestyle trampoline activities, who organize events, who sponsor athletes and enable the sports to progress. To the Airtime, the amazing park we are in, and you haven't seen all of it. So go to their website.
Yeah, it's
Airtime Trampoline or airtime.de.
Airtime.de, and we have bergtoys.com as well for their stuff. They're a company founded in 1985, so they've been around for a little bit, creating toys and creating like gear for everyone to use, fitness gear. So check out their stuff as well.
Innovating trampolines with the new airflow technology,
yeah, exactly,
and some stuff that is being coming out. And of course, this won't be the last event, and hopefully you are not tired of hearing us too, because we will host the live streams as well at the other events, and you can enjoy our voices.
And our pretty faces
in Austria, in Sweden, not in Tempest though. That is a bit far away.
We'll see.
But at least in 2 other events. And
we're
really much looking forward.
So with that being said, go get your tickets. Tune into the next live stream, www.ftaworldchamps.com, and make sure to be a part of that. And with that being said, we're out.
Let's go.
Ciao.